and welcome back to South Bristol Chess Club Championships 2013. It's the concluding game in Group A now for you, and that is Iain Bourne against Tony Harvey. Iain Bourne leads the group and is poised to qualify if he can only win or draw against Harvey. However, Harvey has drawn both his games so far and hasn't lost, and is still in with a chance. The other two players in the group, Bob Radford and Stephen Meek, can't now qualify, so it's all down to this game. Now both of these players like to play positionally and are very theory based, so it's going to be an interesting encounter. They're ready to go, so let's go over now and let's find out what happens in this battle.
So I'm playing against Tony Harvey, who is my nemesis, who always beats me at 5-minute chess. Anyway, I always play d4 and there's no reason to change right now, so I'm playing d4.
Right, this is the final round game. Iain Bourne versus Tony Harvey. Right, I'm black and Iain's played pawn to d4. Right, okay. Iain needs only needs a draw to go through. I need a win. I'm going to play d5.
So Tony's played d5 back. Now normally I play c4 here, but I know Tony wants to mix it up against me, and so I'm going to make it a bit harder for him. I'm going to play knight f3, which will avoid an Albin counter gambit, which I don't mind, but I think he might know better than I do. So I'm playing knight f3.
Knight to f3, knight to f6.
So he's played knight f6. Now I'm a bit surprised by that because I thought he might play e6 and then f5 and play a stone wall against me. His options are rather restricted. He needs to play for a win, and I'm not sure he's going to find it that easy after knight f6. Anyway, now I play c4.
Pawn to c4, pawn to e6.
e6. Well, now we've got a Queen's Gambit declined, and I usually play the exchange variation, but where I can play my King's Knight to e2. It's a little less critical in this position, but I'm going to play it anyway. So c takes d4.
C takes D. It's a bit of a surprise. Okay. E takes D.
E takes d5, the sensible move. Obviously he could have played knight takes d5, but it's a very poor version of a semi-Tarrasch, because I can then play e4 and he can't exchange on c3 because the knight's on f3 rather than c3. Well, the obvious move here is bishop g5.
Bishop to g5. Bishop to e7.
So he plays bishop e7, which is a sensible move, and the Queen's Knight always goes to c3, so I'm going to play that now. So knight c3.
Knight to c3. h6.
h6. Now this is played quite a lot, but I think it's actually an error. It's not obviously immediately why it's an error, but it does mean that if I choose to castle queen's side and storm on the king's side, when my pawn goes to g5, it has a target on h6. It also weakens the g6 square, and these are things which may come back to bite him on the bottom later on. But anyway, bishop h4.
Bishop to h4. Castle's kingside.
Castle's kingside. I expected that. If I was really playing needed to win this game, I might be thinking about aiming to castle queenside and storm the kingside. But I don't need to make a decision directly. I'll just play e3.
White plays e3. Now, I've got c5 or c6. I think try and play a bit solid here, so I'll play c6.
So Tony's played c6. Sometimes people play c5, but it does leave black with a very weak, isolated d-pawn. c6 is the solid and sensible move, but Tony needs to be thinking about how he's going to win this game. Well, the simple and automatic move is bishop d3.
Bishop to d3, knight d to d7.
Knight bd7, a sensible developing move, and I also have a sensible developing move, keeping my options open. I play queen c2, reserving which side I'm going to castle. Queen c2.
Queen to c2, rook to e8.
Tony plays rook e8. Now that's a sensible developing move. He needs to exert some control on the e file. His main chances probably are to find someone attacking on the king side. I could castle queen side, but as it's a bit double-edged and I don't need to press too much at the moment, I'm going to just castle king side and then aim for a minority attack. So castles, king side.
White castles king side. Now, can play knight t. Can I play knight t4? Let's play knight t4. Bishop takes, queen takes e7. Knight t4. Bishop takes queen e7. Queen takes e7. Knight. I don't know. Not quite sure about that. So I'm going to duck it and play knight to f8.
Knight f8, a standard move, but here you can already see one of the problems about having played h6, that his knight can no longer develop to g6, attacking the bishop, because it will be taken by the bishop and loses the pawn. Well, I'm quite happy with this position now. It's kind of risk-free as far as I can see. I'm going to play for a minority attack with rook a b1.
Rook a to b1. Here comes a minority attack. Maybe I should have played knight e4. Okay, I actually expected h3. Can I play g4? Plays knight to e5. Then his bishop's unprotected, isn't it? I played knight to e5, I'll play bishop to e6. Knight to e5, bishop to e6. Looks alright. Okay then, bishop g4.
So Tony's played bishop g4. Interesting move. However, it's not really pinning my knight at all. Obviously I can't allow him to play bishop takes f3. It's not terrible, but I don't see why I should allow that. My knight wants to go to e5, where, interestingly again, it's eyeing the pawn on f7 and the g6 square and attacking his bishop, so it's fairly automatic. Knight e5.
Knight to e5, right. Bishop to h5. Why did I do that? Oh dear. That's not where I wanted to put the bishop, was it? Oh, right, and also now behind on the clock. He's only used 25 minutes. No, he's only used 5 minutes. I've used all 7. Okay.
So he plays bishop h5, guarding the g6 square, but it's still not quite enough to cover it. While he's trying to sort himself out on the king side, I'm just going to continue with my minority attack with b4. So I play b4.
b4. So what to do here? Can't play e4 now, can I? Knight e4, can I? No, I can't. How about knight to d7? Maybe up, but I'll play a6.
So he plays a6. That doesn't make an awful lot of difference. It's a fair enough move. The idea of the minority attack is for white to simply exchange the pawns on the queen side, leaving space to infiltrate on the queen side, and probably either nicely a d pawn or weaknesses on the queen side. So I play a4 here. Standard idea. This is all fairly routine stuff.
Pawn to a4. Well, we know what's coming here, b5. I play a5. Yeah, he played b5, I play c5, can't I? Okay, a5.
A5 looks wrong to me. I think maybe Tony is overlooked the fact that I can just take this, and then his b7 pawn is on pre, and then his c6 pawn is also under some pressure. So not much to think about here. I play maybe he should have played one of his knights to d7 instead, but anyway, I can just take this. B takes a5.
B pawn takes a pawn. Oh, I didn't think that. See, my B pawn's unprotected now. I'm getting out of play there. I don't like this at all. I'm gonna have to. I want to play c5, don't I? Queen takes a5. I'll play c5 anyway.
C5. Well, Tony seems to be lashing out here a bit. I think probably knight g4 would have been safer for him. I think I'll just go and take his pawn on b7. So rook takes b7.
Rook takes b7. Oh dear. Knight to c6 is horrible. Rook takes. Knight c6. Well, I'm gonna. That's horrible. Oh. Bishop d6. We can play. Knight takes f7. Oh, no, he can't. Bishop takes. Oh. Still not looking good, is it? Queen to c8. I'm running down in time now. It's horrible. I've only got 17 minutes left, and he's got 21. Okay, Queen to c8.
Queen c8. I have a feeling that there's something on here for me. Maybe rook takes e7, but it's a quick play, so I haven't really got time to work it all out. So I'm going to play the sensible developing move, build up my plan on the queen side. Rook fb1.
rook 1 to b1. That's a bit lucky. If he'd played rook takes bishop, rook takes c7, I don't know what's going to happen there. Well, anyway, doesn't really matter, he didn't play it. Let's carry on playing c takes d. C takes d.
So he takes on d4, c takes d4. Well, not much to think about here. I simply take back, e takes d4, my position is much better, and I've got some extra pawns too. So e takes d4.
E takes d. Right. Ian's not using much time here. Not caused him anything at all. This is just horrible. Rook takes e7 is still a threat. Everything looks like it's going to win here. I'm just going to have to play something. Knight to e4.
To e4. Well, I was anticipating this. It's with a melee in the centre, but quite frankly, there's so many lines here. I haven't got time to think about which is the correct way of doing this. Maybe even rook takes e7, but no, I think I'll just play knight takes d5.
Ready? So knight takes on d5. Okay, it's got everything here. The only move is bishop takes h4.
So he takes the bishop on h4, well, I may as well take the bishop, the knight on e4, maybe exchanging queens first, I'm not sure. I'll just play it because I haven't much time. Bishop takes e4.
Bishop takes e4. Okay. Ian's got 19 minutes left, and I've got 13 minutes left, and I've got lost position here, behind on the clock. So, not much point thinking about this position really. Just have to play quickly. Queen takes c2.
So queen takes c2. Well, there's not much danger for white in this position. I'm 3 pawns up, more centralised position, active rooks. Well, obviously I just take the queen back. Bishop takes c2.
Bishop takes c2. Right, okay. You can play, what's options? East. Right, rook takes a5.
So he plays rook takes a5. Well, actually, I can improve my position even further here. I can just play knight f4, and his bishop on h5 is in some trouble. Note yet again, because he played h6, the g6 squares is not covered adequately. So knight f4.
Knight to c4. So instead of rook takes a5, I should have played knight e6, shouldn't I? Now regretting the h6 in this position. Bishop's got nowhere to go. Bishop on h5 has got nowhere to go. Okay, bishop to g6.
Bishop g6. Well, there are many ways I can just take here, so I may as well start off with knight takes, knight on f4 takes g6. Maybe exchanging bishops is better, but I'll play this anyway. Knight f4 takes g6.
Knight 4 takes on g6. Only good thing about this is Iain spent 2 minutes trying to work out which is the best piece to take. Okay, whether he's got. I'm just going to play knight takes g6. I could play f takes, couldn't I? But no, knight takes g6. 11 minutes left, and Iain's got 14.
So he recaptures with the knight on g6. Now I really should then think about this. Maybe I should play bishop takes g6. Actually, knight takes f7 is also a possibility. I haven't really got. Well, I don't know. I'm just going to take with the knight. Knight takes g6. So he's just played 34 king e8. Time's short, so I'm not any worse than Tony time-wise, but I just don't want to mess this up. So I'll just take a check here, bishop f7 check.
White's move 35 is bishop to c7, bishop to f7 check. He's only got 2 minutes left here, and I've only got 2 minutes, so I'm actually thinking I've done quite well to still be in the game here, and now it's just going to become a scramble. King to f8.
King f8. The problem here is not that I'm not winning this, it's just trying to find a way of making progress. I've got a plan though of infiltrating with my king along the white squares, so I'm going to play king h3 here.
King to h3. This is a very strange move. He's only got 2 minutes left. What's he doing? Right, okay. Even though I need a win, I'm just going to try and annoy him now. Rook to h3 and offer a draw.
So he's played rook a3. It doesn't actually threaten very much, but I've got my plan of infiltrating with my king. Perhaps setting up a mating web, or at least diverting him enough to push one of these pawns forward. So king g4.
He turned it down. Alright. King to g4. Okay. Bishop to e5.
So bishop e5 is clearly just trying to harass me a little bit, but I've got a fairly simple response. Rook e4, attacking the bishop.
Rook to e4. Okay. Bishop to f6.
He plays bishop f6, which is sensible, but now I can infiltrate further than my king with king f5.
King to f5. What's he trying to do here? Okay. Rook to f3 check.
So he plays rook f3. Well, I can move my king forward, haven't got too much time to think about it. I'll just interpose with my rook f4.
Rook to f4. Puzzled there. He's turned down the draw, so is he trying to win? But he's only got a minute left. Even if he wins a piece of me, he's not going to maybe he's in a minute, under a minute, maybe he thinks he can, okay. Rook takes f4 check.
So he exchanges the rooks, and now I just take back with my king, and I'm 3 pawns up, and this should be straightforward.
King takes f4. Okay, what's he got? Well, I know one thing, he's got less than 30 seconds on the clock, rook's at a8.
So he plays rook a8, attacking my a pawn. Well, I'm 3 pawns up, but I'm not giving anything away here. I'm just going to defend that with rook b4.
Rook to b4. Beginning to losing track of this, isn't it? If I take the bishop, still think it's drawish anyway. King takes bishop and I'll offer a draw.
King takes f7. Oh, for goodness sake. Yeah, I'm just giving away a piece. Thankfully, I'm 3 pawns up and I'm up on time, and Tony's just offered me a draw, and that's all I need to get to proceed to the next round, so I'll accept gracefully. And,
Stubborn resistance from Tony Harvey then pays off with an eventual draw there, as Iain Bourne blundered near the end in time trouble. But overall, it is enough for Bourne, who qualifies from Group A with 2 points with that draw. Tony Harvey can hold his head up high. 3 draws, no one could beat him in the group, but 1.5 points wasn't enough to go through. Bob Radford ends the group also with 1.5 points, and Stephen Meek, the group favourite, finishes bottom with 1 point. But congratulations to Dr. Bourne, also known as Dr. Death in the chess club. He has qualified from Group A and will meet the winner of Group B in the final of the South Bristol Chess Club Championships 2013. I hope you enjoyed the game. Goodbye.